So I saw Community, Season 5, Episode 11, G.I. Jeff. That happened. Hi everyone, I'm Brandon Prosick and this is the So I Saw Show. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the latest episode of Community that went full 80s cartoon style. A lot of you may be wondering why I'm wearing such fall colors. Well, with the weather getting a little bit warmer the other day and then getting back down to cold, but not so cold, where your eyes are freezing shut, sort of feels like fall to me. So hey, enjoy this weather, it's getting better, have a dinner roll. We've been anticipating this episode for a couple weeks now, ever since the Dungeons & Dragons episode. As you can see, I, added a little decor. That's my idea of decor. I just set my Community DVDs. And they're just out here. Fancy. We've heard about this episode for a while. We knew that they were going to do a G.I. Joe themed episode at some point. And it was written by Dino Stanopoulos. I can't say his last name. Guy who plays Starburns wrote this episode, just like he wrote the episode of Ovid's Uncontrollable Christmas, where the episode went full-on claymation. We were wondering, was it going to create the same kind of magic that the claymation episode did, going full animation for, like the entire episode. Wow, wasting a lot of footage showing. Was the joke really worth it? Probably not. And I do have to say, I was a little shocked. When they said G.I. Joe themed, I thought they meant, just kind of that style and kind of, parody or make fun of G.I. Joe. I didn't know they were going to go full on actual G.I. Joe. They said the name numerous times, almost like they're advertising for it. It was shocking kind of in a good way, because, they didn't have to come up with some sort of corny, oh, this is G.I. Bo, or, you know what I mean? And that was the thing too about this episode. It was a great blend of homage but parody. I don't like to use the word spoof because it wasn't trying to be like Spaceballs with Star Wars and Star Trek. One of the best jokes of the night for me was when Jeff's character, Wingman, actually kills Destro. Yes, actually kills him. And then I think it was Duke just had that face just like of horror. Amazing. And that becomes kind of like the issue for the episode, was that no one has ever killed a G.I. Joe or a villain. And I loved how they even said that. They're like, we've been shooting at each other for 20 years, we weren't going to kill anyone. Other little jokes I liked, I loved, I love what they did with Duncan. The whole little twin thing with Duncan, how, what hurts him hurts his twin, and how that really doesn't matter. What would you have to gain by having that power, I guess it is. Some other good things about this episode, it was an emotional episode when you realize, why they're in this G.I. Joe world, and it's because Jeff, drank and took some of these pills. One of the few shows out there that could be both funny and emotional when it needs to be. Some of the bads were the fact that because they were in the G.I. Joe world and there were so many of these real G.I. Joe characters in there, like the Cobra Commander, Duke, all those guys, since they all had these bigger roles, I wish there was more Britta, I wish there was more Annie, more, Shirley. They had their little jokes here and there, but I feel like it could have been more. I think this was a great parody, and it was a great special episode that they do. I think they just didn't quite step it up as much as they needed to in the comedy department. Yes, they made it a bit of emotional, but I think they kind of toned down the comedy a little bit. Maybe because Hasbro or G.I. Joe had a say in the matter, I'm not sure. There's only 2 more episodes this season. We have I believe it's a 2-part season finale over the next couple weeks, so we'll see how the season will end. Will we get the 6th season? Oh, my dog's trying to get in the video. Riley wants to say hi. Say hi, Riley. I'm very interested in how they decide to end this season to set up for hopefully a season 6. Will they kind of try to do something what they did in season 3, where it was kind of a season finale, but it could have worked as a series finale if it needed to, if they weren't picked up. What did you guys think of the episode? Or were you satisfied with the animation? Did you like this whole parody homage? And also, I'm still trying to think of a whole grading system. What do you guys think? Do you think I should go with something simple, like an A, B, C, D? Should I go with 1 through 10? Should I come up with my own little, grades? I'm still deciding. So please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Twitter's right there. You can also subscribe to the YouTube page. That would be great, where you can check out my stand-up comedy, my sketch comedy, my other TV show reviews. Lots of reviews this weekend. I'm going to be doing a review for Captain America's Winter Soldier. I'm going to check that out tomorrow. Oh, I guess that this is airing today, so I'm going to be seeing it today, but then you'll see it tomorrow. The review will be tomorrow. You know what I mean. I got reviews for Captain America Winter Soldier. I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of Game of Thrones Season 4 on Sunday. I'm also going to be reviewing WrestleMania 30 for all those pro wrestling fans out there. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Brandon Prosek, and now you saw the Soy Saw Show.